Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. It's Rad. I'm sorry for the delay. It seems that there was some technical issues. Either my internet connection wasn't stable or the link to YouTube wasn't stable, but it seems that it's all sorted out now. So the live stream is going to happen for what it seems, unless things does not go south midway or halfway through the live stream. Because nobody wants to watch somebody's status at the internet or in generally at their device. Right, so today's topic that we do have in our hands, that will be Uranus retrograde through Taurus. And it will be quite of a long transit, truth be told. And this transit is going to, if I can, hello Sandy, welcome to the live stream. And if I have to, how can I say, put it into one sentence, that will be a transit of expect the unexpected. But that will, for what I understand, which Pisces, and again, that is my own understanding of a Pisces moonbeam breakdown of the transit here, is that this expect the unexpected is going to come primarily from our own end. Okay, so or at least that is how I do take it. It is that this is going to be a personal transformation that is going to take place. And the reason for that is that as Uranus or Uranus, hello Ruth, welcome to the live stream. So Uranus is moving through Taurus. Taurus signifies foundations, structure, right? And so Uranus shakes down that foundation and that structure. And for that being said, this may force us, or rather like cause us, I hate the word force, more like it causes through this transit itself to how can I say, reevaluate stuff, all right, put new norms, or kind of like see things in a different way, adopt a different perspectives upon things. And above everything else, as there are a few other things that are happening to Uranus at that particular point, which I'm going to I'm going to quote here. Let me find it. Yeah, Uranus, at the day of the transit, Uranus trines to Mars and Mercury in Virgo, and that puts in alignment our actions toward a new insight. So suddenly we do understand some things, and that puts our actions into a rather a major determination to make those things through, which results is going to be a very how can I say, merit actions that simply are going to produce results. And or the way that Pisces moonbeam makes it here, it is that actions and make moves that will stick. All right, they're just gonna have a influence, they will just gonna have a results, and also a strategies which are going to make our future a way more, I would say, foreseeable, and how can I say it, not structured but insured, so to speak. But that being said, at the start of the transit itself, as it is, you know, it's a shaking down foundation. It's easy people to get lost. You know, you believed in one thing, you thought that, you know, you are at your place at work, you thought that you are into somebody, and so on and so forth. And certainly these foundations get shook down. You do understand that, for example, you do deserve more, but where you're going to find out more, right? It's and that is a state where people could find themselves lost. But don't you worry, because a major astrological event, the biggest astrological event this year, it is the dance in between Uranus and also a Saturn. Let me check again so I do not beguile you into believe other way around. Yeah, it's Saturn. And they are going to form a square here at the 24th of December. Again, let me double check this thing. Yeah, it is the 24th of December this year, so Christmas Eve. And as they do form that square, then this will put a narrative into what stereotypes we should change, what responsibilities we should undertake, and in general is going to make it way more clear, you know, what kind of a foundations into our life we should shake down, and we should rebuild, so to speak, so we can make our life way more, say, responsible, more a how can I put it into words, a more well for ourselves at that point. And the last thing, and that is a very, very brief run through the transit. And the last thing here that is more major, it is the moon in Capricorn, which is trining up Uranus at some point, and that will make our emotions very aligned with our thought, with our actions and our thoughts as well. To a point where our emotions will not matter. That this is how much we're going to believe in what we think and what we do, and that will cause to, if anything else, a quite of an unemotional time at that point where practical and organized actions are to take place. So generally, this is going to be, at least for what I understand here, guys, this is going to be a very deliberate drive to pretty much reshape and restructure thine life in a way that it will be way more, I don't even know how to say it, probably a productive moving forward, and redirect thine narratives into a more plausible narratives that will simply bring a way more results into our life. So that is just the rundown of the transit itself, based on the astrology that Pisces Moonbeam sent to me, and some personal thoughts based on what I read. But again, these are my personal thoughts, okay? When does Uranus go retro? I believe it's on 18th. Just hold on a second. No, 19th of August. It is when Uranus goes retro. It is on the thumbnail of the live stream as well. Hello, Cinnamon Kiss. You have been missed last time. Wonder where you were. Not that I hold you accountable for it though. Hello, Angie. All right, guys. So that was the astrological run through the transit, and I am very interested into making just a general reading, very, very brief one for the transit itself, because to me, it kind of looks very, very promising. So just give me a second here to shuffle these cards. Right, so the first one, that will be the Knight of a Wands, catalyzed with the Ace of a Cups. Not catalyzed, but followed, I'm sorry, by the Ace of Cups. Afterwards, we do have the Queen of a Pentacles, and the last one, hello, Robin. Welcome to the stream. And the last one, that will be the Five of Pentacles. So just a brief overview over this reading here and this spread. This transit, according at least to the tarot, right, that has nothing to do with astrology. It is a transit where we are to develop a bigger potentials within our lives through a realizing unfound options available and unfound potentials of ourselves, which could speak about shaking down foundations, you know, things we have missed that we can develop. Those we are going to be brought back to those things and find a way how to develop them. And the result of all that, by the looks of those cards, it is the question of one's lifestyle, questioning of one's relationship, of one's career as well, and what brings a certain things into a unfavorable state, unfavorable position, and how to change that through changing ourselves as well. So it's going to be a transit, finding a way just how to make things better and better for us. Although some of the transitions may not actually be through a pleasant circumstances, but at the end of the day, one has to do what one has to do. Right, so that was the overview, just the overview of the transit, and now just a couple of minutes, guys, to explain you what to expect in this live stream for those who are new. So in this live stream, I'm going to perform a 12 general readings for each star sign, starting from Aries and ending up into Pisces. After each 4 star signs, they're going to be announced a break. So hold on a second here. Okay. So there will be a break announced. And within this break, you do get to ask a question that you do have in case you do want a free reading. That is the way, by the way, how you do get a free reading. You wait up until these breaks and ask your question when I do into the comments here of the live stream when I do announce the break. I'm going to pick one question after 5 minutes of that break, and I'm going to perform a professional reading on the question itself, meaning that I'm going to make a full spread on the question and give an answer. So there are going to be total of 3 breaks throughout the live stream, one after Cancer, one after Scorpio, and one at the end after Pisces. Should you though wish to support what we do here through a super chat, you're going to get your reading regardless at the end of the live stream. In case through super chat you don't put any inquiry as a question, I'm just going to make a general reading for you how the transit personally is going to affect you. And of course, if you are interested into a personal reading or you do want to take my tarot classes, checking out the post, the description here of the live stream is going to provide you a link to my website where you can view and purchase either or both of these services. So with that being said, guys, let me shuffle and move to the very first star sign, which is going to be Aries. Yeah, Cinnamon Kiss, actually right now is 2:19 a.m. But I am a night owl, so it doesn't bother me. Has my flare up? What do you mean? All right, so for Aries, the first one we have Aries, that is going to be the Queen of Cups. Moving next, we do have the 10 of Wands here, followed by the second card for you guys. That will be the 2 of Pentacles. Oh, kidney is better. Yeah, they are far better. And the last one, that is going to be the 6 of Cups for Aries, these 4 cards. Okay. And going by the narrative of the transit, the major thing that is going to take place for Aries, at least according to my cards, it is the breakthrough that Aries will not have to try very hard about going by accomplishing things, and especially sustenance. Okay, you don't have to try very hard to sustain, say, your marriage, to sustain, say, your relationship or your love life. So to me, this transit is going to bring a little bit of a peace, and also a little bit of a, how can I say, solace for Aries moving forward into the next few months. And that will allow to Aries themselves to start experimenting with certain stuff into their lives and reshaping their schedule, reshaping their how can I say, their routine, so to speak, reshaping their concept, reshaping their standards, and in generally reshaping the view for the future moving forward. Therefore, Aries could expect really to have some clearance of time at their hands into the next few months, that they can use that time the way that suits them best in generally. And it will be very, very advisable for you, Aries, to be truly playful throughout this period of time instead of wasting it. Now, there is a 2 ways how this could unfold with the time in particular for you guys. These who are used to always have something to do, all right, and these who are used to, I would say that way, strict plans, are not going to address or face that thing very happily. It is because, you know, they do have a room of time, they don't have many things to do at that time, or set things to do at that time, and this may kind of like look irresponsible to them. But if you are opportunist, then you can use that time that you will have at your hand throughout the next few months to actually build up a new opportunities for yourself, Aries, as other things are going to be rather very easygoing, and they are going to be actually easier than before to maintain, to sustain, and to also push forward with them. Now, into the next few months, is highly unlikely that you are to either lose your job or to also lose your relationship unless you do not decide to do so. Okay, that is what it is within the cards, and the result of all this transit, guys, for you Aries, is going to be that at the end you are to rebuild your life in such a way that whatever you do into your career is going to be rather very pleasant for you, all right, and it's going to be very looking forward to, so to speak. So you're going to wake up every morning looking forward to go at work and just attend your duties and your responsibilities, for they are going to be something you would enjoy to do. And relationship wise, the cards only say that things are going to get deeper and deeper should you decide to commit further and further into your relationship, which begs the question how to do so, right? Well, according to the tarot cards, how to do so is by sharing more intimacy and being more discreet. So, how can I say, being entirely open with the person that you are with. Right, so that was for Aries, and now moving next, we do have Taurus. Cinnamon Kiss, we are all about to go through a major, a massive transition, major transformations. Thank you so much, Autumn. Taurus rising. All right, so important reading for you then, Malibu. For Taurus, the first one, that is going to be the Four of Swords. Moving next, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the next one, which stands as the Four of Cups. And the last one for Taurus, that, oh my God, we do have the Tower for Taurus. So, for Taurus, the most remarkable thing that is to take place into the next few months, that will be that most of their concerns or overwhelming difficulties either are going to disappear or they will become now resolvable, okay? And that will happen through rather consultations. What I mean is that for Taurus, there is going to be openings where they can consult themselves with a professional help. For example, you do have troubles with the law, all right? And you will find the right lawyer to take up your case. You do have trouble selling your house. You may find the right broker, all right? You have troubles finding work. You are going to find the right organization that is going to help you. It's just finding the right professional help throughout the next few months that will help you to resolve whatever concerns you do have about yourself and about your future, which is going to place you in a rather quite peaceful, I can't say really comfortable, but really a peaceful state of mind, and also a state of a soul. Now, what will elude you though throughout the next few months are some minor details out there that are going to be necessary, Taurus, to pretty much make the things perfect. So striving for perfection is not going to be something you could do into the next few months, at least according to my cards. And that may throw you into some kind of a magic circle. Now, this is what I mean. Striving for perfection will make you stick with the same thing all the time, not being able to see what, or to, how can I say, to fathom, I will use that word, to fathom why that thing exactly cannot be perfect, because as tarot points, certain small details are going to elude you. And instead of focusing on different opportunities, okay, which in the grand scheme of things are to be a new opportunities, you're going to find yourself trying to find and find and find, not being able to do so. So as soon as you start feeling stuck with one thing, just leave it to sink in, all right? And just go with another. Because according to the Four of Cups, especially finding it into the third position, that card here speaks, guys, that there are opportunities around you. It is just your mental state may not allow you to get to those opportunities, or in other words, not looking toward them as you are stuck with things that you do want to get perfect while you can't. Okay, being consumed with how can I say, unproductive endeavors. And at the end here, with the Tower card, this is how the cycle for you ends. I don't know how to structure it even. This is the understanding of what you have to rebuild for yourself. Now, the Tower card may stand for many things, okay? Usually comes about through unpleasant circumstances, but always ends up as a nurturing and cleansing effect upon your life. Now, the Tower card could be unplanned pregnancy. The Tower card could be a sudden crush that you are going to have. The Tower card as well could be one being fired from work or one being assigned unexpected. It's just the Tower card is the moment where something out of your expectations and out of your league is hitting you, so to speak, and you just have to adapt to it, which is always an unpleasant process, but ultimately at the end it leads to a cleansing and nurturing effect. Now, the Tower card, it is the moment where your foundations and everything you have built, it's gone, and now you will have to rebuild it. So in the way how this translates, at the end of this transit here, you may find your relationship, Taurus, at the verge of breaking, like a shattered glass. But you do get to take the pieces and shape the glass back together, or glue the glass back together the way you want it, right? So that is why well, I can talk for the Tower card for 40 minutes. But bottom line is that what you built is brought down so you can rebuild it stronger, wider, and more beautiful once again. So here I can urge you, Taurus, not to give up and so to speak, fight to the end for what is taking abnormal direction into your life. Okay, what is going out of the ordinary, and you kind of like think that you're losing control over it and so on and so forth. Just fight to the end for it, guys, because it's going to eventually grow and it will become much more nurturing to your life than it was before. Hello, Kemosei. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, so moving next, we do have Gemini. Well, yeah, it's a good transit for Taurus, at least according to the cards, because if not anything else, it's going to be a peaceful transit up until the end. Yeah, we do have Gemini now. All right, so the first one for Gemini, that is going to be the Hierophant, followed by the Six of Pentacles. Moving next, what we do have, that will be the Star card. And the last one for Gemini, that will be the Five of Cups. So we do have these 4 cards for you guys, and it will be a very interesting transit for you. So definitely for Gemini, this is going to be a huge wake-up call, regardless if we're talking about career or relationship. Now for these two, the wake-up call is going to be very, very different, and the reading kind of like branches out. Okay, so what happens here, it's a bit complex. It's a bit complex to explain it. It is called actually cinnamon, and I committed a monstrosity one more time here. I do have actually a cold tea. I mean, tea that get cold or got cold. It was actually hot, but I love it. So yeah, I do commit monstrosity one more time. Anyway, how do I explain that? It's so... Okay, so I do hope you do follow me, guys. What takes place, it is that Taurus suddenly will understand that hierarchy is something that they can play around with, okay? And what this is going to cause for Taurus to come to a conclusion to, it is that at the end of the day, I don't know how to say it, at the end of the day, what matters is how satisfied you are from your work. And also at the end of the day, what matters, it is how reliable people around you are, okay? And how trustworthy, for example, oh yeah, I meant Taurus. Oh my God, I meant Gemini. Oh my God. Yeah, not Taurus. Yeah, I do mean Gemini. I'm sorry, guys. It's lapses. Okay, I don't know why I said Taurus. Any case, I do mean Gemini. Right. So Gemini, yeah, they are going to understand that the hierarchy that they're in, it's breakable. Okay. And for that reason, no, you heard correctly, okay? So, and therein they will start addressing the issue about their career in terms of what they're working, more than the result of the work is so complex to describe it. But and in terms of relationships, not just only intimate relationships, but as well friendships and so on and so forth, is how trustworthy people are around. And what this is going to pretty much cause for Gemini to do is problems that beforehand they were unsolvable for them. They were like a how do you call it, paragraph 20, I believe that is how you call it. These problems now can be pretty much can be resolved within the existing framework of convictions. It's pretty much Gemini, I don't know why I say Taurus. Gemini will found that they do have the means to fix their lives. And not just only that, but Gemini will understand the true meaning here of what unfolding love is, and also criteria and ideals, and how Gemini are to accomplish those criteria and those ideals. And all that what is going to cause Gemini to embark upon, it is I said it into the past live stream, from the darkest night into the brightest day here. And at the end of the transit, Gemini are going to be so convinced that they are on the right track with their love life and with their career as well, that no disappointment or a partial loss out there will be able to sway them off their path. But throughout the next few months for you, Gemini, understanding what true love is, or rather like what unfolding love is, I would say, and what will fulfill your criteria and your standards, is going to be a leading force out there for you, that you will make no compromise with whatsoever. And that pretty much is gonna end up an era of a turmoil for you. So if you are experiencing constant ghosting in terms of relationship, you are experiencing constant failure in terms of work, you're experiencing constant fatigue, for example, from life itself, into the next few months you will understand why that's the case, and you will also gonna find a way how to prevent it, how to stop it, and as well how to do the opposite. Okay, not to be ghosted anymore in terms of your love life, for example. Improve your love life, improve your career, and get everything on track to a point where you are going to find yourself pretty satisfied with it, being convinced, like I said, that you're on the right track, and no disappointment and no loss or a partial loss will be able to pretty much sway you off path. All right, so that was for Gemini instead of Taurus. And now moving next, we do have a Cancer. Well, Ginger, it seems that she didn't give up on you. Hello. Aqua de la Sol. Debbie, is that you? How many accounts do you have? All right, so Cancer, first one, guys, we do have for you, that will be the Four of Cups. Moving next, we do have the Knights of Wands, followed by the next one here, which is the Eight of Swords. And the last one for you, Cancer, that is going to be, oh my God, the Queen of Swords. Whew. So this reading here shows that you ain't messing around this time around into the next into the next few months. I believe it's a 6 months. Let me see how long is the transit here. I believe it's a 6 months transit. Yeah, it definitely goes beyond the end of this year. So 6 months transit. By God, these 6 months for you. Oh my God. So Eight of Swords into the third position, having the Knights of Wands here into the second position. Now these two are a recipe for, I don't know, for being not just only on fire, but being like the Superman out there, right? Because they do speak that not just only you're gonna stop messing around with things, kind of like being said, it's just we don't need you, and you just say, okay, well then I guess I'm gonna find something else. No, you ain't gonna find something else, guys. It's that speaks for such a tenacious drive and stepping for not just only your rights, but for what you believe in, and not abandoning. It's not just only the path, but also your interests, not abandoning your profits, and so on and so forth. That is because throughout the next few months, you will understand actually how much you can accomplish, only just by yourself, all right? Not that you do need anybody, okay, but only by yourself, how much you can accomplish. And not just only that, but you're also going to come to understand how much you have been restricted and constrained, say by your boss, say by your family, say by a friend of yours, or say by your partner even. So this is a restrictions where you understand where those restrictions are coming from, okay? And you will just going to break down those restrictions. and that will allow you to have a huge unfoldment into the world. That is going to lead to the Queen of Swords here, right? So that is going to lead to the Queen of Swords. And do you know, guys, what the Queen of Swords does best? Queen of Swords pushes things through, whatever things are. So, say you do have some kind of a dream at the start of this transit. Say you do have some kind of a goal at the start of the transit. There is something stopping you doing it, right? Well, you ain't messing around with that thing which is stopping you, and you will get right to the point. Take down that thing that stops you and just push that goal, push that dream through, and eventually seeing it real. That is pretty much for you the transit. And shaking down your foundations, or the, how can I say, the transition, the transformation that you are going to undergo through Cancer. It is the transition from David to Goliath. It will be the transition from I don't know how to from Bruce Wayne to Batman, all right? It just, or Clark Kent to Superman. It is that kind of a transition that you are going to undergo through. And all starts from this. All starts from that either idea or an opportunity that you so much gonna want, but something will say no. Well, the hell with the no. Not this time around. And yeah, it's just, you're going to become a force to be reckoned with. You will become a person to be reckoned with as well. Now, as it comes to, or as far as it comes to relationships into the next few months, now this transit is going to attract towards you more people, more physically acceptable people. What I mean, people that fits within your physical understanding. Say you do like tall men are going to come about. Say you do like shredded men are going to come about. Say you like petite women are going to start coming around. Say you do like I don't know, tall women are going to start coming around. Based on your personal preferences in terms of physique, this transit is going to bring saturation of that preferences to you. So I don't think that you're going to lack any options available, but unfortunately here we do not see anything about emotions that are going to take place. So it may take a little bit more time, to get to know each other, especially having the Eight of Swords here into the third position, which speaks that it will be like man and women. They're going to be like from Venus and Mars, and they just will need a little bit more extra time to get to know each other, so they know that commitment is going to have a merit. Aqua del Sol, thank you so much for your $4.99 US. Thank you so much, and for the support of the live stream. And as always, make sure you do stick around up until the end to have your just hold on, to have your personal reading performed. Personalized reading. Okay. All right, so that is for the first 4 star sign, guys. Now the first break is taking place, and anyone who wishes a personal reading, free personal reading, that is the moment you inquire for it through asking a question into the comments here of the live stream. I will give you 5 minutes to do so, and after 5 minutes, if there is questions, I'm gonna pick one and I'm going to perform a professional reading on it. If there isn't any question, I'm just gonna move on with the other star signs. Again, those who are supporting the live stream through Super Chat, they're going to have their reading regardless at the end of the live stream. Also, if you are interested in your own personal reading or you do want to take my tarot classes, you can check out the description down below where you're going to find a link to my website. And there, at the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and also their pricing. And what I forgot to mention at the start of the live stream here is that the September queue is now open. September queue is a monthly personalized readings for September. That will be your monthly reading for September. That reading touches on your career, on your finances, and as well on your love. The reading costs $30 US, and if you are interested into it, just send me an inquiry at my Facebook page or simply send me an email through the contact form at my website. Oh, cinnamon kiss, but I am very frequently with kind of like a beard, but not a grown one. You know, I can't imagine myself with a grown one either. To grow a beard, that's the thing, Jonathan. I don't do things that I do not believe in. So I don't believe that I will like it. And besides, when my beard grows a little bit longer, it starts bothers me. All right. It just is starting bothers me, and that's why I'm cutting it off. But I don't like myself with no beard whatsoever. So I'm trying to keep it trimmed to 3 centimeters or a centimeter and two. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. No wizard beard or no heavy metal beard. You know, they also have, or a rocker beard. I don't know. They do have a long beards either. Jason Momoa, yeah. Well, I am very often with beard. If you roll 2 live streams ago, I was with a beard. Kind of like, but that's the thing. My beard is not saturated. It's not thick one. All right. So I really have to grow a long one so it covers all of my face. It is just here at my backs, at my backing bars. It's very how do you call it, diluted. All right. So it never covers up. So yeah. Oh no, cinnamon kiss. In my country, that's if I do so, everybody is gonna laugh. Yeah, I know that you are doing it for that. But no, in my country, people are gonna laugh if I file for a sexual harassment just because you are asking me to grow a beard. I don't know where this is gonna hold. Probably there are countries where it's gonna hold, but here I don't think so. All right, so let's. I saw a couple of questions, and one was the one that I'm going to answer now is going to be of Milena Fox. Just hold on a second. So Milena Fox, the question is about an interview, and just let me find it again. Yeah, wait a second. It was something about an interview. Oh no, that's Fabiola. I'm sorry, not Milena Fox. It was Fabiola's about the interview, and it's. Can you tell me a bit on how my interview this week will go? So let's have a look. Right, so we do have the Ace of Cups. What we don't want to see are a fire cards around it. So the next one is going to be the King of Pentacles, and then we do have Temperance here. Okay, so we do have these three cards, and you will get an offer. All right, at least according to these cards, you will get an offer. Generally, the interview should go very well for you, and I can't say that you would love the job, but the way that it is presented, it will seem that this job is going to provide for everything you have hoped for and even beyond that. The problem with the whole thing here, Fabiola, it is that most likely the job is going to be one of the two, either way too stressful or either way too indifferent, and it will take quite of a time for you to get the hang of it. Okay, so once you do get that offer, of course you do get to decide should you take the offer or not. Once you do decide, if you do decide to take the offer, you have to give yourself quite of a time to get the hang of it with the new place. Don't expect to go there and storm everything around and just to to wow people around. In fact, at the start, in the very first weeks, maybe even months, you will face almost no compassion or solidarity from the people that you are going to work with. Okay, and it's pretty much what you are gonna end up. It's free for all states of the company or of the business, and thus you will just have to find your own way of performance there. And if you do keep your head low and you do not share personal stuff or your personal life, because at the end of the day you're there to make money, not to make friends, things are gonna go well. If you decide to befriend people around and to be nice and to be everywhere around, then things are not going to go that well. What is your question, Cinnamon Case? Thank you so much, Nancy. Yeah, hitting the thumbs up is going to help me very much, guys. All right, so a couple of minutes, and after that, we are moving to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Gemini, not Gemini, Libra, I'm sorry, and Scorpio. What's my best joke? I don't know, to be honest. But even if it comes to me, probably YouTube is gonna flag me for it, okay? Because it will be somewhat vulgar joke. Eagle Mountain, I have explained that at the start of the live stream. You can rewind it at the start and hear for yourself. But long story short, is going to make us refound our lives, so to speak. What is my best joke? That's a very, very good question. Oh, you mean that kind of jokes? Well, how this is going to influence your love life? Well, in many ways, it's going to influence your love life. First and foremost, you may understand that the love criteria you do have, they are not accurate for you, or these love criteria are not going to bring you any love life, so you can restructure your love criteria and finally find love. It may make you realize that you are lying to yourself, that you do love somebody, and, you know, withdraw from that. Or it may make you realize that you do love somebody, that you are trying to convince yourself that you don't. So it's going to be a pivotal time. It's going to be a major inner change within us, or for as far as I do understood from all written. Yeah, mine too. So oh my God, you're gonna hold me accountable for it? All right, what the hell? But it was, Milena, it was 2 questions. That's the thing. There were 2 questions. One for career, one for relationship. So I'm gonna do the first one, okay? I'm gonna do the first one. And it's gonna be a brief one, okay? So let's have a look. I mean, what the hell? All right. So, Milena, there are going to be multiple temporary jobs by the end of June next year. Okay, so it's going to be a transitioning time where you will work a few jobs, or rather, like, you know, getting from one job to another and so on and so forth, until you do find a job that you do find substantial and that it is worth your time and it is worth as well your efforts to stick around with here. It's very important that you do kind of like, how can I say, show, I would say, strong backbone and insist to be paid what you think you deserve. For what these cards here are saying, it is that your self-righteousness, it's the true righteousness, okay? So whatever you think you deserve, but you gotta be honest with yourself, whatever you think you deserve, you do deserve it. All right, so let's move to the next 4 star signs. Right, so Leo, first one we do have for you guys, that will be the 2 of Swords, followed by the next one, which is the Page of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the 10 of Wands. And the last one, that will be the 10 of Swords. We do have these 2. These 4, I'm sorry. These 2. We do have these 4. And for Leo, this is going to be a bit of a short reading here. Because for the most part of their transit, things should go rather quiet for them. And that will be for the reason that Leo are not going to feel pressured to do anything. For example, you guys are not going to feel pressured to change your job. You're not going to feel pressured to, for example, find love. You ain't going to feel pressure about doing anything, because what the feeling is going to be there is that the right course of action is anybody's guess. Or what we have as a Page of Pentacles into the second position, okay? Whenever something is presented to you as either a love prospect or as either a job, you are not going to find yourself being certain of its value, how valuable that love is going to be, or how valuable that job is going to be. So so the main premise here is that you will decide to stick with what you know to be true, and that way the options available which are in front of you, that at the start should be quite many, and that will be additionally not putting pressure but making you realize that it's quite difficult to decide what to do. These options available are going to start dropping as the transit moves forward. Up until the end, there is only a one option available standing, which is going to be the only option available for you that makes sense. Now, at the end of this transit for you, Leo, you will make some major moves, guys, some quite drastic actions, some quite drastic decisions, and they are going to be by you drawing certain line, making a retrospection with your past, how you get to that point where you are, all right, what led you there, and in generally what circumstances played a major role in it, and after that making a deliberate actions or deliberate decision here to simply make things better. And these are going to be tough actions and tough decisions that there will be no going back from, but at that point you are to be convinced that they are necessary for your personal improvement, okay? And those actions could be as hard as that you do leave your current work and you do move to make your own business, okay? It could be an action where you are to leave even your family, all right? They are going to be a very faithful decisions and actions as well that you are going to make, and their purpose is to provoke a new era in your life. It is just a brand new era in your life. However, throughout the transit itself, you are going to get a lot of things out of the way, a lot of things done, which are going to bring amazing rewards when those things are done. So you can expect to accomplish a lot of tasks and to pretty much live up to a lot of your promises, and as well to a lot of your commitments, also career-wise and relationship-wise as well. Right, so moving next, we do have Virgo. Yeah, well, it's this transit for Leo is gonna bring the inevitable, if I have to classify it that way, guys. Because to me, what it looks like, but that is my personal interpretation, all right, of what the cards are saying. It is that Leo is postponing certain actions or certain transitions, so to speak, by that point. And the universe or the transit itself is going to make Leo to do that transition in the best, or rather like in the most beneficial way possible. Right, so next one is Virgo. And the first one for Virgo, that will be the Nine of Wands, followed by the next one, which stands for the Six of Wands. Afterwards, that is going to be the Seven of Swords. And the last one for Virgo, that will be the Ace of Wands. These three cards, four cards. What is going on with me today? So we do have these four cards here. Quite active transit for Virgo. Things are going to be all over the place. Many things are going to move around. And while there are going to be good accomplishments that you will be able to establish throughout the transit here, Virgo, it seems that at some point you will come to a conclusion that these accomplishments are simply not enough. It is like a halfway done thing, okay? And what this is going to cause you do is to realign yourself. This transit, these 6 months for you are going to be months where you will start reshaping your day-to-day routine, where you are going to start gathering up, say, your experience, and as well, I don't know, your sight into the matters at one place, so you can position yourself in the best way possible to pretty much improve. And the gaining for enterprise, which is going to get the results that are going to satisfy you, is coming about now. That gaining for enterprise, it will be about something brand new, something you have not experienced by that point. However, for some reason, the past experience will help you in any way. So it's a past experience that gets into a new experience, and it is very difficult to describe it. But the bottom line is that this transit for you, it's all about understanding that you do have some talents that you are not using, and those talents could be cashed in on in a big way. And throughout the transit itself, you get to discover and put into action those talents, and at the end there are going to be rewards for it. Now, additionally to that, Virgo, in this transit, it's very likely that you are going to start getting what you do deserve. So if you have been, say, undermined in terms of career, or mistreated in terms of personal relationships, say, in the next 6 months, that is to be fixed. So you are going to be treated appropriately, and you are going to be paid appropriately as well. And you personally, guys, are going to see into it, okay, by just involving yourself into the matters and demanding, what you do deserve, demanding what you have been owed, and also taking the precautionary measures not to be lied, deceived, and beguiled again into involving yourself into stuff that are simply below your pay grade. And more on that, it is that throughout the next 6 months, you, Virgo, will have the chance to start moving toward your own personal agenda in terms of either career or in terms of either relationship as well. And as we are speaking about relationships, it's very likely for Virgo that this transit is going to bring partner to them, okay? Especially if you are single, you definitely are going to have some kind of a connection with the opposite sex that has a huge potential to grow into a intimate connection, or to grow into an intimate connection. Right, that was now for Virgo. Now moving next, hello Rob. Moving next, we do have Libra. Well, the good thing for Virgo, Cinnamon Kiss, it is that there will be absolutely nothing out there that is going to be in any shape and form possible to throw them off, catch them off guard, and poses difficulties, because whatever the situation is, even if it is some kind of a unexplored situation, Virgo are always going to be prepared to the extent where they will just gonna get it done, all right? Right, so Libra, first one we do have for you, Libra, that will be the Death card, followed by the next one here of the Knights of Swords. Moving on with the third card, that will be the Six of Swords, and the last one That will be the Three of Wands. And this will be a major for Libra. This will be a major thing for Libra. Yeah, it's the Death again. So there is a it's a major thing for Libra, but before that major thing can take place, there will be a major challenge that Libra needs to overcome first, and that challenge comes from the Knight of Swords into the second position of the reading here, or of the spread itself. Now, this major challenge, it is the misalignment in between the decisions Libra will want to make and what Libra will feel about those decisions. What I mean, it is that at some point, your logic will tell you to do something, but you will feel strongly against it. Okay, say your logic tells you that you have to change your job, but you grew sentimental toward the job and you feel wrong doing it. Okay, so that will be something you will have to struggle against and put an extra effort, so to speak, Libra, to align your emotions with your logic throughout the next 6 months. Aside from that, there will be a lot of stuff moving around. There are going to be a lot of aspects in your life that are going to happen to be in flux, and they simply need to be let go of. And the premise of the next few months for you, Libra, it is where whatever doesn't want to stick around with you, you just have to let it go. Say your partner doesn't want to stick with you, you just have to let them go. You don't have to make any attempts to keep them around. Okay, if your job wants to go away, you just have to let it go as well. Now, this transit for you guys, it is a transit where the already exhausted aspects of your life are to be replaced with the aspects that does have a lot of life in them. Okay, exhausted relationship is going to be replaced with a new one that can grow even further. Exhausted job is going to be replaced with a one that can grow even further. Exhausted options available are to be replaced with renewed options available. And for that reason, you Libra should not fight against what wants to go away, because what wants to go away, it's already exhausted, it's already dead. And what should be your intentions, or what should be your affinity into the next few months? It is a courage. So there are going to be quite of a few occasions, quite of a many occasions, in fact, where the premise of that just your thought of being happy and being successful is not going to be enough, and at those occasions it will be required from you to make certain actions that may scare you at the start, because you will know what is going to come out of those actions, but it will be the only course of action you can take, and there you need to have the courage to do it, to traverse that threshold of fear, so you can start making certain results or some results into a certain direction. Regardless of that, at the end of the transit here, you will find yourself sitting on a very good patterns, very well established patterns for yourself, career-wise and relationship-wise, where the circumstances you are surrounded with will completely going to match your expectations of where you want it to be. And from there, you just have to challenge yourself to go for even more. Okay, so at the end of the transit, you can expect that your love life is going to be exactly the way you want it to be. You can expect your career to be exactly the way you want it to be. This is going to go through the shaking down of this foundation of the understanding that whatever it's not for you, it just has to go away. Okay, it has to be let go of. And so before you actually end up into that harmonious place of where everything is according to your expectations, you have to gnash your teeth and just part ways with those aspects of your life which simply does not make any sense. And they could be, by the way, also habits. Okay, for example, habit of drinking, habit of smoking, habit of not working out, for example, and replace them with habits which are way more benign to your lifestyle. Hello, Esther. Welcome to the live stream. Hopefully you do enjoy it. All right, so moving next, we do have Scorpio. Right, so first one for Scorpio, that will be the Seven of Wands, followed by Judgment. All right. Moving next, we do have the Emperor. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, my sign. And the last one, oh my God, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. So how do I go by this? Yeah, Esther is a beautiful name. I can admit that. So at first, and I'm saying just at first, on the surface, a very, very unremarkable 6 months ahead. It will seem that nothing is really happening out there, okay? It will just gonna seem that way. But beneath the surface, beneath the surface. Beneath the surface, we as a Scorpio, we are going to pretty much make our own empire. Everything that we do connect ourselves with is going to be firmly under control, our control, okay? So while from the exterior it looks like that we are leading very monotonous life and you know nothing is yeah, it's a good transit for Scorpio, especially the ending here, because you know what, every story, it's a good story if it ends well. You know, it doesn't matter how difficult the story is, if it ends well, it's a good story. And that is the story we have, okay, as a Scorpio. So yeah, it will seem very unremarkable transit here. Having the Judgment into the second position, it pretty much means that nothing flabbergasting is going to take place throughout the next few months for as far as Uranus into Taurus, transiting into Taurus as retrograde is concerned, okay? But inwardly here, we are going to grow much stronger than we are at that point, much more convinced, much more tenacious, much more reliable, and much more structured. To a point that, as I said, at the end, we are going to have a firm control over our deeds, career-wise and relationship-wise as well as a Scorpio. In fact, to such an extent that competition is truly out of the question. Okay, it's just nobody will be able to take away what we have built. So that will be a transit where we, as a Scorpio, we are slowly building up something. Now, the problem that can arise here, it is that we became way more practically oriented than happily oriented. Okay, so at some point, for these Scorpio that are doing things just for the sake of doing something, okay, and just for the sake of having something, then they may create a very stagnant existence and surround themselves with things that simply, you know, they don't need, but they do surround themselves with just because they can. Esther, thank you so much for your 10 Australian dollars support to the live stream. Thank you so much. And make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the transit and how the transit is going to affect you personally. But aside from that, our control will allow us to face the ups and downs in our career and in our relationships with so much more bear. And what I mean is that the downs that we usually are experiencing, they will be so mild that it's just that there will be nothing to be concerned about. However, the ups, oh my God, the ups are going to be exponentially increased. Okay, so what I mean here is that if a Scorpio say it's not performing very well in terms of relationship, well, they will make a reversal into it, okay, and they will start performing very well because their routine is just going to improve a big time, and that is not something that is going to happen suddenly out of nowhere that is going to flabbergast everybody. It's going to be a consistent improvement which is going to make us look very reliable, and those who thought we are unfit for their attention or for their love, well, they are going to see things other way around. Hello Mela, thank you so much for $19.99 US support. Thank you so much. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the transit and how the transit is going to affect you personally. Again, thank you so much. All right, so yeah, and how things end for Scorpio. Gosh, how things end for Scorpio. So, well, they end we being so cozy that, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. What I mean is that we're just not going to be dependent anymore on anything, okay? And it's very likely that at that point, many of those who did not believe in us, they will want our forgiveness, okay? But I do think that it's going to be way too late for it. However, at the end of this transit, we are going to be comfortable with our life, regardless of how our life sits. And at that point, whatever investments we decided to do, okay, whatever investments in terms of emotions, in terms of money, in terms of personal dedication, they will all gonna prove themselves worth our while in one way or another. So say if you do have a love interest, Scorpio, and it started soon, so to speak, but it's about to start after the true interaction is about to start after the 19th this week, well, then that love interest is going to worth you chasing it, okay? Same thing about job projects as well. It's going to develop slowly, but it's going to worth chasing. And so that was about Scorpio and cozy. Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be cozy, Sandy. All right, so that concludes the second 4 star signs, and the second break is gonna take place now, guys. You get to participate into the second free reading poll, and in order to do that, just input your question here into the comments down below. And after 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question and perform professional reading on it. Those who supported the live stream through Super Chat, they're going to have their reading regardless at the end of the live stream. So you guys make sure you do stick around up until the end to get yours. And of course, if you do wish your own personal reading, you can go to my website, which is listed here into the post. or into the comments down below, and there at the very front page you're going to see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. So based on your budget and your needs, you can choose whichever service suits you best. You're a Virgo? Oh, that's great. I don't remember, to be honest, what was the Virgo reading, LML. But yeah, at the end of the stream, I am going to make you a personalized one for the transit. And I don't need to know your star sign. That is not how tarot works, but it yet helps. Thank you so much. Oh, my tarot deck, I don't know. I don't know, Cinnamon Kiss. The thing it is that the artist who is doing the deck, it's a pretty big one, right? It is a high on demand artist, and it's a friend of mine. So it takes me twice as less as a ordinary artist is gonna take me, okay, or as a private contractor is gonna take me. So I don't get to push him very hard about when the cards are gonna be ready, okay. The major arcana are already halfway through, and I'm going to release first only the major arcana, because you can read just with the major arcana, okay? If I do wait the whole deck to be released, the whole deck to be ready and released, there could be 3 more years, okay? Because it's going really, really slowly. But I am very happy of how the cards are turning around. Unfortunately, I cannot show you anything, guys, for now, because that is how the publisher advised me. Until they are copywritten, nobody gets to see them aside from me and the artist. So, but that is pretty much how it's going. Half of the major arcana are now done, and there are 11 more cards to go. So the major arcana, it's ready. The handbook, it's on Bulgarian. That is, the handbook is ready on Bulgarian written. Pisces Moonbeam hopefully is going to help me to translate it in English, and because my native is not English, and it will be terribly written if I get to write it. And when it's ready, you all gonna know about it. I am from Bulgaria, Elamela. I'm from Bulgaria. The thing about the cards, guys, it is that I don't want them computerized, okay? I don't want them to be a computer design, computer graphics. I want them painted on hand, so they do have life in them. And that is how we go by it. They are drawn on sheet of paper, and then they are translated through other techniques into a digitalized version of it. They truly have a life in it. I am really, really happy how they are going by. Hello, Nicole. I'm glad you were able to join too. From Sarajevo. Oh, so you are a neighbor. Whoops. Okay. So there we go. We do have one pressing here, and that's Teresa's son. So Teresa is inquiring for her son because he's having a rough time with his life in general, and in general to see if things are gonna get better with him. Let's have a look. When I say what? Oh, that's Pisces Moonbeam saying, not mine. Okay, so we do have Judgment for him, followed by the Queen of Swords. Moving next, that will be the Eight of Wands. And the last one, that will be the Six of Wands. So, Teresa, yeah, things are going to get better for your son. Just hold on a second here. But there is a one condition and that needs to be maintained or taken under consideration here. And I'm sorry for my bluntness. Okay, I do apologize for my bluntness. But your son needs to grow balls and just step for himself. Okay, because right now, for what it seems, he's just not that he's not strong enough to simply push through. It seems that he doesn't. He just waits for something out of nowhere to happen so things can get better, and that's just not the way how things works. Okay, at least not into that particular into his particular, how can I say, situation. He needs to step for himself and do something out of what situations he does have in front of him. And by these cards, for what it seems, he does have options available. He does have opportunities. They are difficult opportunities, but he does have opportunities, and he just needs to pick up himself together and, you know, take on these opportunities. That is pretty much what those cards are pointing. And should he do so, by the end of October, results are going to start piling up, and he will get rewards, he will get recognition, he will also going to get a help wherever he is feeling stuck. But that is his wake-up call here, that at the end of the day, no one can do things for him. He needs to stand up for himself and do things by himself. That is pretty much what those cards are pointing. And yeah, it's pretty much, I'm sorry for my bluntness one more time, but that is what they show, and that is what I say. Yeah, it's not about the pride, guys. It's about, and there is no translation in English. We do have parable in our country, and it does involve two brothers, okay, being sent into the forest to cut wood, lumberjacks basically. But their cart broke down, and they asked their father, "What should I do if the cart breaks down?" And I will translate it that way, and their father told them, well, call for the goddess of the forest to pretty much fix your car. All right, and the car broke down, and they were calling the goddess all night long, but the goddess didn't came about. They went hungry, and they just, because you know it was a pressing matter, they kind of like pick up themselves together, fix the car themselves, and went back home. So it's pretty much hoping that something is going to save the day for you. It's not going to do it. Well, in some cases does, but for the most part it doesn't. So you just have to save the day for yourself at the end of the day. Karen, thank you so much for your $5 support to the live stream and to the channel. Thank you so much. Make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where I'm going to perform you a personalized reading for the transit itself and how the transit is going to affect you. You're welcome, Teresa. Let me check if the translator is going to bring up the word. Let's hold on a second. Whoa. Oh, what is this? So I'm going to write it down into the stream. The word is, there it is. So that is what the brothers were calling to of the parable. Karen, we are right now on Sagittarius. Oh, I'd basically grief. Well, this is how the translator put it. Just hold on a second. Grace, sorrow, or distress. Yeah. But in my language, it doesn't mean that. I don't know. That's the thing about different languages, that there are words you can't transcribe pretty much. Put a nice card. Well, since you have ordered it. Yeah, per me. Oh, okay. Well, in my language, the word is more relates to unfortune. It is like the unfortune. Right, Sagittarius. The first card we do have for you guys, that will be the Eight of Swords, followed by the Three of Swords here. Moving next, that will be the Ace of Wands. And the last one for Sagittarius, that will be the Knight of Cups, or those 4 cards that we do have. Okay. Well, if you say so. Oh my God. So Sagittarius. Well, how things fall for you guys for the next few months here as far as Uranus retrograde is concerned, it is that there are going to be some fearful steps that you will have to do moving forward, you know, fearful interactions, for example, and they're going to be fearful for a reason being is that they're going to be reminiscent with some past experiences you do had, which didn't actually went very well. And the first thing that comes to my mind, for example, it is, say you are approached with some kind of a proposition, let's do business together, right? And immediately you do connect that with a similar proposition that went very bad for you, okay? And therefore you became you are to become a bit more protective and a bit more in responsive or irresponsive to the exterior. Danny, thank you so much for your $4.99 support to the live stream. Thank you so much. Let me put you into the list here. Your specific inquiry. What is the best way to move with your Cancer? All right, so that is your specific inquiry. Just hold on a second, Danny. All right, there we go. So yeah, that's because they are reminiscent with the past. You may be quite reluctant to address the opportunity, okay? And all of these opportunities, by the way, because it's not going to be just only one, they're going to rain, so to speak, from the sky. They all are going to be gaining for opportunities. And that will be one of the reasons, you know, because they're reminiscent from the past. Now, the other reason also, guys, it could be because you are unfamiliar with the nature of the whole opportunity here. Now, the Ace of Wands stands for the spark of inspiration. Very, very inspiring options available in front of you, Sagittarius. But because the transit itself is marked by the Eight of Swords, it does speak that in order to take them, you will have to kind of like get out of your way a little bit. They don't exactly fit with either your criterias or with your understanding. They do not fit with your current limits that you have bestowed upon yourself, and therefore you will have to pretty much take off some limitations that you have imposed to yourself. Now, the Three of Swords into the second position is exactly the reminiscence from the past, or the how can I say, the past experiences which are brought to you through a rather quite of a fearful thoughts for the future, okay? And you should not allow those thoughts to twist and tangle within your mind, because it's highly likely that you may find yourself lost. Additionally to that, the Three of Swords may bring you some mental cruelty that is going to be very off-putting. You are doing a great job at work, okay, but there will be always someone who is displeased and kind of like attacks your work, undermines your work, and that will be very, very off-putting. The only thing that you can do here is just not to pay attention to these people. That is literally the best thing you can do. Additionally to it, the Three of Swords points that you will be very quick to lose resolve. Unfortunately, you know, things start getting south and you start believing into the doom and gloom right there, and therefore you may risk losing focus. So for that reason, it will be very important to maintain your positive attitude, okay, and always try to invent things, to be innovative when it comes to finding way throughs and finding ways to fix things career-wise or relationship-wise as well. But it's just the transit itself lies within the innovations for you. Doing things with old patterns, it's not going to bring things to meet ends, all right? And somebody asks about joke. I don't know if this is a joke, but basically what we like to say here in Bulgaria, it is that if you decide to open a new brothel, you cannot bring the old prostitutes in it, okay? You gotta hire new prostitutes, because bringing the old prostitutes into the new brothel, it makes the old brothel. It's simply, this is what it makes. So that is what you need to do, all right? Try new things out there in old situations. So you make the old situation a new situation. And what this is going to pretty much lead you to, and how the transit pretty much ends for you here, Sagittarius, is by the Knight of Cups. And what does the Knight of Cups do? I mean, the Knight of Cups holds the cup in front of him, following it, okay? What the cup represents in tarot, I'm explaining that into my tarot classes. It does represent your dreams. So the Knight of Cups follows his dreams, either love dreams or either career dreams. But Knight of Cups does not rely on luck at all. Knight of Cups relies only on his own personal incorporation, and therefore the card is a symbol that the dreams are accomplishable, they're reachable, but you gotta roll up your sleeves and try everything you can to get to them, because at the end the results are going to be reciprocal to your actions, and you want to make sure you do try everything you are capable of to get there. Because if you do try everything, everything you hope for is going to come to bear. Right, so that was for Sagittarius. Thank you so much, Ro, for your compliment. Right, so that was for Sagittarius. Now moving next, we do have Capricorn. What worries you? Well, Janet, yeah, donating through PayPal is also okay. If you can't do super chat. What worries you, Cinnamon Kiss? Well, if you do want to resolve a family problems through that energy, Cinnamon Kiss, then you will just have to try new methods to do it. It is all that this energy is pointing to. Okay. All right. So Capricorn, the Page of Swords, it is the first one. Followed by the Nine of Pentacles, which is the second. Moving next, we do have the Six of Cups. And the last one for Capricorn here, that will be the Three of Swords. So those four cards. I'm always respectful, especially to the Capricorns, especially to them. Or at least I like to believe so. Right, so Capricorns, you guys are gonna have some quite of an unbelievable thoughts and ideas, and that is as far as the Uranus goes for you, as it is retrograding. This isn't going to be, for as far as Uranus is concerned, there are going to be many transit out there, all right, while the Uranus is going. But for as far as the Uranus is concerned into the next 6 months for you, what my tarot cards are pointing, it is that not many big things are going to happen to you, and therefore you're going to have a huge freedom, okay, to do pretty much whatever you like. And that is what the transit is relating to, that you can now start applying your original and unique thought in your life without being worried that this is going to ruin anything for you, like ruining your career, like you ruining your relationship. And while the exterior isn't something remarkable, you know, you can create the remarkable yourself if you so desire to. What those cards though are advising you to do, Capricorn, it is just to address things that makes you happy, you know. If, for example, traveling makes you happy and you do have the means to do it, just go and do it. And according to these cards, that your career ain't going to suffer from it, nor your relationship is going to suffer from it. If you do like, for example, reading books, start reading books. If you do like playing video games, start playing video games. You just do whatever makes you feel like, and I hate reading cards in in their literal way, what I mean in their keywords. But as we do have the Six of Cups here, just make things that makes you feel like a child, you know, just make things that makes you feel free, okay? And that's pretty much as far as the transit is concerned for you. And now you may think, well, yeah, but we do have the Three of Swords at the end, right? Oh yeah, right. The Three of Swords at the end, it's a double-edged card that we do have here, okay? And first, it may point to the anxiety you're going to have at that point. That's, you know, the exterior, it is not exactly spewing with opportunities for you. But also the Three of Swords, it could be the moment where you do decide, you know what? Especially for those who are not finding in a great place at that point. That, you know what? I'm with my back against the wall. What is there for me to lose? Nothing. And therefore you do press really, really hard. Three of Swords at the end also maybe the revelation of a quite of a I would say unwelcomed truth. And that's why, by the way, the Three of Swords, you may find that it is interpreted in some books, you know, these handbooks that go with tarot decks. You open it and you see Three of Swords. Oh my God, that is cheating. Well, it doesn't mean cheating really. It means that you are going to come up to some kind of a truth that you ain't going to like. Yes, it could be a cheating, okay? It's a truth that you ain't going to like, but it may be something different. For example, if it relates to your relationship, it may be the truth that your partner never planned to engage or to marry. They love you, they want to be with you, but they don't want to get married. That is a painful truth for some, especially some cultures, right? It may be a painful truth that your partner has to go away on a business trip for a few months, and it's a truth. So with that being said, at the end, you just at the end of the transit, you just have to pretty much prepare, you know, to face it like a man. I don't think that it's going to be something very difficult for you to chew up and swallow down. The key to the Three of Swords to overcome that initial distress is just to embrace it and live through it. Okay, do whatever you need to do, walk through it, sleep through it. You know, if drinking is your thing, just drink through it. Just do whatever you gotta do, you know, to live up through the pain, and then it will heal very, very quickly. Cinnamon Kiss, thank you so much for your indomitable support to the live stream. Thank you so much for the £5. Again, make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where I'm going to perform your personalized reading for the live stream, for the transit, I'm sorry, as per requested. So yeah, Capricorn, it's just, you know, coach yourself, guys, very warm, because at the end of the transit, it will be a bit I can't say disappointing, but at the very least is going to be sobering. Yeah, Capricorns are tough. That's true. Yeah, Cinnamon, that's the thing with these kind of medications, that at some point you gotta be on them just so you can function. Wow, bro, that was ages ago, like I don't know, 6 years ago maybe. Isn't your physician trying to take you off those meds? Well, with the COVID and all, actually a difficult, how can I say, a difficult endeavor, so to speak. And the tickets there are not that expensive to not United States but England. So the Aquarius, first one we do have for you, Aquarius, that is going to be the King of Swords, followed by the Eight of Pentacles. Moving next, we do have the Six of Cups. And the last one, that will be the Five of Swords. Right, so we had a similar star sign where they just, it's just kind of like cut the crap and become the real deal, so to speak. So something similar is happening here to Aquarius. Well, I'm not a physician, but you guys know that I do have a chronic kidney stones, right? That is something that's my metabolic system. It's producing. Just there is no cure aside from that. I have to change my diet. I gotta become a vegan basically, which is not gonna happen at all. Because I love eating, for example, eggs. I love cheese and so on and so forth. So I ain't going to cut things I love just so I can kind of like stop forming a kidney stones, which are small stones, by the way. But it's an excruciating pain, to say the least, and that's the true pain, basically. Whoever tells me that they have experienced pain and it is not a kidney pain, they don't know what pain is. Oh my God, you have no idea. If you didn't have a kidney crisis, you have no idea what pain is. It's just, you just want to die at that moment, okay? You just want the life to end. It is such a agony. It's definitely an agony. And just I have to be on a pain meds, okay, and very strong painkillers, just so they can barely take the edge of the pain. And my physician basically tells me that you should not take them more than 3 times, right? No more than 3 times. If you have to take pain meds more than 3 times before a kidney crisis, just go to a hospital and be there on some kind of a fluids that are gonna help to push the kidney stone, because you may get hooked. It's very, how can I say, it's very difficult to take all these meds if you are on a prolonged period of time on them, which are the analgetics, and then you do have the diazepams, the benzodiazepams, which are the anti-anxiety drugs. It's no joke, Malibu. That's the real, that's the true pain, okay? You do have the true love, you do have the true evil, and the kidneys, they are a true pain. Yes, opioids, exactly. Right, so let's get back to Aquarius here. So Aquarius, into the next few months, guys, there will be a lot of deliberations that you are going to exert in your life. And that deliberation primarily is going to take place with people that you very much trust, and people that they definitely know what they're talking about. So that's these deliberations most likely are going to take with a professionals, like business advisors, like lawyers, like physicians, for example, people that are the jack of the trade in their field, all right, or into the field where you do want to resolve problems. And through these careful analysis, you will simply gonna find a way to push through difficulties. Okay, very effective methods and strategies are to be created to pretty much end up on the upper hand. So say that you do have a problems with your divorce. Okay, your lawyer cannot pretty much get the upper hand, and throughout this transit you may have the urge to change your lawyer, and you're gonna find, or rather like stumble upon, the lawyer that actually is gonna get the job done. Okay, same thing about your physician, same thing about say your business advisor. So it's a person out there, or it's a bunch of people that's simply gonna have the answers for you, and not just only the answers, but also the connections. And that is what is gonna shake your foundations, because it will be how can I say, a pretty eye-opening thing, because you at that point you will understand actually how things stand. You understand that so many things have not been taken under consideration beforehand, and that is why things didn't went very well at certain aspects of your life. And once you do so, once everything like that takes place, by the way, Vedic Verve, thank you so much for your $4.99 support to the channel and to the live stream and to me. Make sure you do stick around after Pisces, where I'm going to do you the transit read as per your request. So yeah, you are going to enjoy life, Aquarius. You're going to start taking things more, I can't say carefree, but with a more positive attitude, so to speak. Your job, you're going to start enjoying more. Your relationship life, or your love life, your social life, it is where you're going to start enjoying more, and you're going to start associating with more pleasant stuff in general. Highly likely that throughout this transit, it is that you are to stumble upon people that you can connect emotionally with, and you just like in general. Okay, not just only the emotional connection is there, but also the character connection is there, the physical connection is there. It's just everything is as its place, and you also will be able to, how can I say, express yourself way more creatively than before. And at the end of the transit for you, Aquarius, things can go few ways moving forward with the Five of Swords. Your strategies may be so effective that they are to stretch the limits of your possibilities. Okay, and at the end, you are going to prevail against whatever you are struggling for, but the terms of prevailing are entirely up to you. And this is what I mean here. Say it is divorce, and say you are fighting for the half of it. You can win the half of it in the court, or you can win something acceptable outside of court. You get to choose how you want to lead your battle, but by doing so, you have to be mindful about the resources you are going to spend doing so, because some accomplishments, some prevailings, you know, some triumphs, they will actually cost you more than you know. So you gotta be very, how can I say, tuned up to how much you're going to spend in order to get something done, in order to, how can I say, reach a triumph. Because you definitely don't want your victory to be a bitter one. But whatever you want, guys, it goes into the next 6 months. Hello, Nicole. Yeah, the Virgo is already done. Once the live stream is done, you can rewind it and just watch Virgo. Tomorrow, when the live stream is actually processed by YouTube, the timestamps are going to be inputted. So yeah, you can wait for tomorrow and just navigate yourself through the through the timestamps. Right, so last but not least, we do have a Pisces. So first one for Pisces, that will be the Empress, followed by the Five of Wands. Moving next, we do have the Five of Swords. And the last one, that will be the Nine of Wands. So these four ones. Ugh. Well, you Pisces into the next 6 months, I'm sorry. You guys are gonna, for one or another reason, one in another way, it seems that you're gonna make all of the right decisions. Okay. Now the only issue that can be seen here, it is that you may have a lot of pressure to make your move or to make your decision, and that you will work into, or you will find yourself for the most part into rather quite unpredictable circumstances when you think that something is pretty sustainable, not sustainable, but how do you call it, consistent. Okay, so when you do think that something is very consistent, suddenly it may be some kind of a surprise may take place there that it will throw the consistency out and is going to force you in a state where you will have to make kind of a decision that you have not anticipated doing it. That being said, though, it seems that you will have the maturity and the well-found understanding into your matters and into your deeds, so you can make well-found decisions that will allow you to always set things into the comfortable zone of yours. Okay, that is the good part of the transit. And the negative part, or rather like the unpleasant part here, it is that it will be very difficult to find somebody to side with you in terms of a goal and idea, because with the Five of Wands, as you can see, everybody is pulling in their own way, and that card into the second position symbolizes that, you know, the right way forward is anybody's guess, or everybody has their own way forward, and therefore next 6 months you primarily have to count on yourself, okay, and on your own personal capabilities, again, for as far as Uranus in how can I say, Uranus in Taurus is concerned, retrograding in Taurus is concerned, which once again I want to repeat, it does refer to our personal foundations and shaking down these personal foundations, which means if we want to change ourselves, nobody can do it for you, Pisces. If you do want to change certain patterns that you do, nobody can do it for you. You have to do it yourself. No therapist, no physician, you know, or no mentor, no guru. You gotta pretty much make the decision for yourself, well-found decision, and just push forward with it. Now, for what it seems here as well, as we do have the Five of Swords into the third position, the tenacity and as well the determination to go as far as it needs, it's not going to be an issue. The issue may be the ignorance toward the exterior, in a sense of that through the process of getting things your way, you may hurt people you love. And if that's something you are okay with, then by all means go out and do it. But the thing is that at the end of the transit, you will find yourself being anew. You will find yourself being much more refined individual and much more benign understanding to your surrounding, and well, I will use that word, much more compatible with the environment, meaning that at that point you will fit with way more situations, you will be fit for way more opportunities, you will be fit as well for way more people to interact with, either as a business or either as a relationship as well. You will be way more prepared. And simply, what if before the transit you were charging toward your own destruction, that is not going to be the case anymore. And whatever compelling force it is standing in front of your way, it's not going to be compelling anymore. For you will have the full arsenal of preparations to deal with it as the issue arises. But yeah, for you Pisces, this is a transit where it will you are going to undergo a very, very strong personal transformation, understanding or kind of like going by the parable here that it is just, you know, success, or what success means is anybody's guess. And your success, it is not my success, it is not anybody's else's success, it is yours, and you have to define it and chase it yourself. Ginger, thank you so much for your $5 US support to the live stream. Thank you so much. Make sure you do stick around up until the free reading, which is going to take place right now. And I'm going to address the super chat contributors as well. They're going to get their reading regardless here. All right, so that was for the 12 star signs, their general readings. And now the last free reading is going to take place. As per usual, in order to participate into it, guys, just put a question into the comments of the live stream, and I'm going to pick one question and perform a professional reading on it. And after that, the super chat readings are going to take place. So everybody who supported the live stream through super chat, they're going to get their reading regardless. And to all of you guys, big thank you for sticking around, supporting me, and let's make all this thing possible. And in sun reading, what do you mean, Cinnamon Kiss? Well, Three of Swords in the third position is actually a very good card to have there. It does describes the personal strength of an individual to face whatever comes their way, and the tougher the thing is, or rather like the more difficult the thing is, the tougher the person becomes. And it pretty much is an expression, Cinnamon Kiss, that there is nothing that can bring you down. No matter what you hear, no matter what happens to you, it's simply you will maintain your strength. Heather, we are done with the star signs right now. The free reading contest is running, and after the free reading, the super chat readings are going to take place. Ro, the video is going to be available straight away. Okay, but is not going to be available in the, I believe, in the editor. So tomorrow the timestamps are to be ready. It's gonna be much more easier for me to put the timestamps tomorrow than watch the whole thing today again. Bye, Esther. Yeah, watch your reading tomorrow. It will be at the end of the live stream, yeah. So how are the restrictions in United States, guys? Because majority of you are in United States, I reckon. Thank you for sticking around, bro. See you next time. Next time is not going to be that far off. Actually, Tuesday, I believe, and it's going to be the full moon in Aries. Not full moon in Aries, what I am talking about now. It's going to be full moon in Aquarius, actually. I was watching the wrong month. Who is that fella? Cinnamon Kiss. Oh my god, yeah. Well, here they also talked about that kind of restrictions, but as soon as they announced it, the business owners pretty much threatened this time around there are going to be riots, and the restrictions were overruled, at least for now. The thing is that here in my country there is little to none support from the government for the businesses and so on and so forth. So pretty much the businesses here are on their last legs. For as far as I know, that is personally my view over the situation. That may not be true, but yeah, it's people are on their last legs, and one more lockdown, it's pretty much is going to be devastating for the economy of Bulgaria, and as well for the businesses, for the small businesses, that is. The big businesses, they can't endure, I'm sure of it, but the small businesses, it's going to be devastating for them. So I don't believe that there is going to be a major lockdown here. I may be wrong, okay? But if there is one, there are going to be riots accompanying that major lockdown. And truth be told, I don't see any reason for the lockdown at all. It doesn't stop anything, okay? Throughout the lockdown, the cases are piling up as well. So if the lockdown is designed to stop the virus and it is not stopping it, then what's the reason of the lockdown? It's just, it doesn't make any sense. Right, so let's pick a question. Right, so how we would go with the Capricorn I am talking about, asks Charlie Pagan. So let's have a look, Charlie. How the things are gonna go in between you two. You have something against Scorpios, Aqua? Something against us? Charlie, I mean, you are a winner here, man. Look at that one. We do have the Two of Cups. We don't want to see any fire. Oh my God, we do have a fire. So Five of Wands catalyzing the Two of Cups, and afterwards that will be with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so we do have these three cards. So a bit of a good and a bit of a bad news for you, Charlie. Well, the good news it is that I will start with the bad news, because the good news is going to be much more applicable after the bad one. You are not the only one that this woman is speaking with, okay? It's just this woman is taking chances with anybody who she finds interesting. That is how it stands. Now, the good news is that you are the most understandable. Okay, so you, for at least for the time being, you kind of like fathom best what this woman is expressing and what this woman wants to convey as a thought, you know, as an understanding, and in generally you are the one that she leads the most fruitful discussions with. Okay, so that's the good news. Not quite cinnamon kiss. That Five of Wands, I hate having it there. Do you know how good this would have been if we had the Five of Pentacles? Okay, that would be in the recipe for, I don't know how to call it. Okay, it's just, it would have been so good. But alas, we do have the Five of Wands there. And yeah, don't make any surprises, man. It's just, it's not gonna go well at all. It's just no surprises whatsoever. Be very predictable, and as well, don't be secretive. That is also very important. You gotta be very open. You should not present or display any pride, meaning you should not. Oh my God, I gotta check this word in the translator. Just hold on a second. Oh yeah, I don't know how I forgot this one. So you should not brag about things, okay? Like with your accomplishments and with your achievements, that will annoy her so much, because it does imply pride, and it does kind of like, in her mind, it puts you above her, or it makes an impression that you want to put yourself above her, okay? So no pride, no bragging about stuff at all. And also, kind of like, while you should be receptive and taking the initiative, you also have to allow her to do something in this as well, like leading conversations, you know, like approaching situations. You should not do the whole thing by yourself as well. So it kind of like, it asks for a balanced interaction in between you two. But above everything else, what makes a huge impression and what will truly win her attention, it is your unconditional support. Okay, and like I said, you should not make it secretive. Okay, you need to make clear to her, if she finds herself on a second gear, you are always gonna be there, unclear. Wow. Tzaddik, yeah. Pride makes you fall from high places, and when you fall from high places, it hurts. It hurts a lot. You mean the name? The name Charlie? You're welcome, Charlie. My name, by the way, guys, it's very rare name. Even here in Bulgaria, you can't find it all around the place. It's not very common name. And truth is, my parents actually, they wanted to name me on my grandfather, and they fucked up, truth be told, because my grandfather, his real name is Radi, and I don't know why they didn't name me that way, and they named me that ridiculous name of Radko. It's not ridiculous. It's a Bulgar name, not Bulgarian, but Bulgar name. Bulgars are the tribe that came here and militarized that zone. So yeah, it's an old one, but not very common anymore because it doesn't sound very well on my line. I don't like it. Okay, that is the secret that I'm divulging. I just don't like my name at all. Really? Oh my God. All right, so moving next, we go. I can change it, yeah, but it's just I don't know which one to put myself with. Okay, so I will honor the wish of my parents and just keep up with it. Yeah, I know I can change it. Fun fact, guys, because here, as everywhere in the world, there is a huge fan base of a football. And when I say football, I mean football that you Americans call soccer. Here in Europe, that's called football. And here in Bulgaria, the fan base of Manchester United, it's pretty huge, to be honest. Manchester United, I don't know which the rival team is, but basically the fan base, it's really big because the national level football is just sub-zero. It's actually laughable how bad we are Bulgarians in football, and so people kind of like associate themselves with a foreign country, and can I sing? Oh my God, what kind of a question that is. My singing is dreadful. It's terrible. If I do want to simply, relinquish you all from the live stream, all that I have to do is just start singing. It's just unbelievably bad, my singing, okay? But that's besides the point. So my point here was that in one village there was such a huge fan of Manchester United, then he renamed himself Manchester United. It's literally on his ID card, it says Manchester United. That's his first name. No, I won't sing. It's terrible. That is, if I do start singing here right now, I will become an internet star in no time. It's just in no time. Every single influencer is gonna mock me for it, and it just the notoriety of it, it's going to be ridiculously high. Wait, Cinnamon Kiss. This ain't a democracy here. Hands up. I ain't singing at all. You can't do this to me, all right? Just you can't do this to me. I'm sorry to hear that, Aquadeb. All right, so the Just hold on a second. We are at the super chat readings. Let me reshuffle because I haven't focused yet. No. I won't do that. That is one of the few things that I just won't do it. I mean, it's going to be amusing, right? You all are going to start laughing, that's for sure. And that will be the end of my career. It's literally is going to be the end of my career, so no. Not to all masks, Laura. KN95, actually, they are the masks that can protect you from it. All right, we are the pool is done. Right, so the first one that we do have from the super chat, that will be Aqua Deb or De La Soul. That's she came about with different accounts this time around. But in any case, we do have the World for you, Deb, and the Eight of Pentacles. A very strong transit for you is that you do have ahead. So what this thing is going to do for you is that you will going to start growing here an eye for the subtleties in life and what you have to address conscientiously there. And also, it will seal the deal or wrap around the stuff around a lot of things you may be concerned about right now currently. And what this ultimately is going to cause for you is to reach a peak of experiences, finalize certain stuff that you may have struggled for a lot of time. For example, to give a start into a specific thing. For example, if you have been struggling establishing some kind of a business that you do want to develop for the past, say, couple of years, well, now the next 6 months are going to be very, very positive for you to finalize that plan, these preparations, and finally start what took a long time to prepare straight away. Important thing, however, for you, Deb, is going to be as well to maintain some kind of a perspective in the sense of what happens after you are done with the pressing stuff right now. On a more practical level with these cards, it seems that your career is going to excel, especially career-wise. You are not going to be deprived of any kind of demand that your profession is maintaining. And as far as the relationship life goes, here you have a choice. Okay, if you do want to improve your relationship into the next few months with these two cards, you simply have to how can I say, address the weak points into this relationship and work over them. And if you do have a relationship, that is, and work over them, and that will pretty much quench your relationship. However, should you not have anybody around right now, but you do want to find love, all you gotta do is just go out and display yourself in front of the world. So next one, that is going to be Esther, which is working right now. And for Esther, the card is the Queen of Cups and is going to be catalyzed with the Ace of Swords. Ginger, according to the statistics, 90% of the people that have the virus, they don't know that even having it. They are asymptomatic. And 2% of those that knows that they have it die. Right? So the death rate of the virus is extremely low. What makes it dangerous, it is that we do not understand it yet. And guys, look at it. It is that even certain vaccines does not fully protect you. They do protect you, but they don't fully protect you. People don't know basically about how effective they are, and they constantly change the formulas and all that, but I don't know. Right, so Esther, these are the two cards for you, and we do have the Queen of Cups with the Ace of Swords. So there will be very fathomable aspects that you are going to face into the next 6 months, which will allow you to, how can I say, to stick up to what you want. Definitely, this is how I'm going to present it. In a sense of that, if you do believe into your career, and where you're working, because you said that you're going at work, so that means that you do work. So if you do believe in it and you do want to keep up with it, you can definitely have the options to do so. But why I say that the transit is going to be very fathomable for you, it is because you are going to quickly grow to understand your situation in its full reality here, which will allow you to grow up into a strength of your spirit, and also the determination to do the right thing out there. And that is going to attract people which are going to happen to be very loyal, and as well, how can I say, people that simply understand your nature, and they understand the plights and the happiness you are going through, and therefore the very least what is to happen here for you into this transit is that you're going to start associating yourself with the people that are very alike to you, and that you do feel like a family. Now, also, there are going to be certain aspects that you will not have to divulge, in a sense of that you will make a point without having to explain yourself. Okay, and that will be a testament to the strength of your spirit. Well, Sadik, I don't know if that's the case. You know, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Okay. But all right, so next one, that will be Ella Mela, and the card for Ella Mela, that will be the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my God, catalyzed with the King of Wands. So we do have these two for you, Ella, and the transit is going to be truly explosive for you. It will be very fruitful. That is because this transit, it will allow you to make once in a lifetime change of yours. That will be toward the course of your ambitions, all right? Primarily career oriented here is what we do have, and that is where you will be able to set your ambitions into a very powerful drive to success. So that will be a pivotal point where you pretty much climb yourself from the rock bottom, moving forward, moving upwards, and prevailing at the end. This transit, you will be gifted with extreme luck, and also a very seemingly say random but a fortunate circumstances that will simply allow you to ride the tide and to be on the top of the cloud nine. And what would be a good thing here is that you will not going to lack opportunities to enjoy life as life is as well. So you can expect to have a lot of pleasant experiences with lovely people, you know, with yourself as well, and generally enjoying how the life is going forward. A really, really good transit for you. Just look around for the random circumstances, because this is where exactly that once in a life change it will going to take place for you. All right, so next one, that is going to be Karen. You want my cards? Well, my cards are... Which cards? The one that I'm making right now. Right, so Karen, your card is the Fool, followed by the Ten of Cups. Aqua, you're welcome, Ella. Aqua, did you were around when I read your super chat reading? Because you mentioned that you are here, so I hope you haven't missed it. All right, so Karen, these two and the draw you had. Oh, well, there are also a good draws left, so don't worry. So Karen, this transit for you, it's a transit where that side of the human nature is going to be more pronounced, where you will simply going to decide to go for more, to go for something different, to go for something new. And that doesn't necessarily touches on that you may be miserable at some places or happy on other places. It is just the realization that you do have a more capacity, and that will open up a lot of options available. Here there are no restrictions really aside of your civilization, and what I mean it is that you cannot become an astronom if you or astronaut if you have not been trained to be. So your restrictions are only solely to your training, but as far as your training and your capabilities fit with the goal is to be accomplishable. And here it will, whenever you do start, and that should happen rather very soon here, that you're going to start feeling that something is missing. You will know what that thing is missing. I'm saying something because I'm not you and I don't know what is missing, but you will know what is missing and you will know where to get it from, and that will cause a new journey, a new venture for you to move forward with. So yeah, it's an active transit for you, where you are going to strive for happiness. And the good thing about these cards for you, Karen, is that if your life it's kind of like on the last legs, your life either slowly progressingly or all of a sudden is going to start worth living again based on that understanding or that pronunciation of the human nature, that you will simply going to go for more. You will want more for yourself and for your family from this moment on moving forward. Right, so next one, that will be Danny, and Danny have a specific inquiry here, and that is, what is the best way to move forward with my Cancer? So we do have Temperance, and it is catalyzed with the Six of Wands. The answer is very simple: respect and recognition. So here is the thing, Danny. You don't have to agree with that Cancer and with their opinion, all right? You don't have to agree with their goals. You don't have to agree with what they think. You have to respect it and you have to recognize it, okay? That's the simple answer here. That is how you have to move forward with it. Whatever they want to do, you let them do it. Whatever they think, just let them think it. Don't try to change their opinion. Don't try to change their goals, their behavior. Don't try to change anything. You may not like something they say, but you need to respect it because it's what they think and they are entitled to it. And what this is going to cause in between you two is solidarity and compassion, and that is how you go by forward. Taco Phillips, thank you so much for your $22 support to the live stream. Thank you so much. Let me put you here. And I'm gonna draw for you, yes. Cinnamon Kiss is the next one. Oh my God, all right. Enjoy yourself. So Cinnamon Kiss, let's see how your transit is going to move. And The card for you is going to be the Nine of Cups, catalyzed with the Page of Swords. So, Cinnamon Kiss, rather quite of a remarkable transit for you. Quite of a remarkable transit for you here. And it's a lesson, actually, that you will learn. And you will have to learn. And the lesson goes by that for you, okay? That's when you want to be happy, okay? Becoming happy, it's the easy thing to do. Sustaining that happiness, actually, it is the hard part of the endeavor itself. So, first thing that you're gonna start learning to do is not to overthink stuff around. When things are good, they are good, okay, and not giving way too much, not thinking way too much about it, not putting way too much thoughts about it. A second thing, it is that you will learn to account more to yourself rather than to expect somebody else to pretty much uplift your surrounding. And what this is going to bring to you is that you're going to find how to make your life being in a state of a sensual joy, life fulfillment, and content. And not just only that, but also how to sustain that state. Now, many interpreters are saying that, you know, Nine of Cups, that's great, wishes are coming true. And that is true, all right? Wishes are coming true with the Nine of Cups. But that is the easy part, to make the wish come true, right? The hard part, it is how to make that happiness to be a long-term happiness, because by definition here with the Nine of Cups, it's a short-lived one if you don't put the efforts behind to make it a long-term one. And that being said, you should not overthink the situation, but do just what is necessary. So the transit is going to bring you happiness overall. Happiness, it could be because the Nine of Cups, it is when the universe is laying its grace over you, all right? You will end up happy. Hopefully, you will not going to think too much about how to sustain it. It's going to be obvious. Just do what it's necessary to do so. Karen, thank you so much for your second support of the live stream today. Thank you so much. What do you get? So you want to know about the drive? Just clarify that for me, Karen. You want to know how the drive is going to be? Is that what you want to know? Right, so Cinnamon Kiss, Vedic Verve is the next one. So Vedic, your card, it is the Seven of Swords, and it will be catalyzed here with the Eight of Swords. That is what we have. And for Vedic, this is going to be quite of a an explosive transit, truth be told. So how do I even say that? Well, this is how it stands, Vedic. It's going to be a transit where you will really gonna give a hard time to those that are trying to pretty much take advantage of you. It's as simple as that. And the best thing that is going to happen for you throughout this transit is that you are going to definitely stop playing around to satisfy everybody around. Basically, you're going to put your needs in front of everything else and in front of everybody else. When I say your needs, I don't mean your selfish needs. You will put the needs to you, to yourself, and to your beloved ones first, and then the needs to everybody else. What happens here for you and your personal transformation moving with this transit, it is that no matter how much you do try to satisfy everybody, there will be always somebody displeased. So at the end of the day, you should do best to satisfy yourself and those you love, and then satisfy everybody around. It's very good transit here to truly strive to demand, and straight away demand things that you think you deserve, like demand bigger salary if you think you deserve it, okay? Like demand better treatment if you think you deserve it, like demand an appropriate addressation if you think you deserve it. That is a transit where you are going to learn to truly stand for yourself, show strong backbone, and storm situations where it is needed. Right, so Ginger next. Hello, Diana. Welcome to the stream. Ginger, your card is the Chariot, and it is catalyzed with the 10 of Wands. Very, very easygoing transit here. A lot of responsibilities are simply going to become unnecessary for you. It's kind of like an over preparation. You know, the moment where you think you stand in front of a really compelling challenge, okay, and you kind of like anticipate a lot of struggle, you anticipate a lot of slog, you anticipate a very, very strong resistance. You do expect to be fully devoted to it, and to this thing to dry you, to milk you for all you got before you actually reach to the sweet spot, right? To the fruit of the labor. And once things start unfolding, it will be a piece of a cake for you. It's not going to be that difficult. It's not going to be that demanding. It's not going to be, that compelling, so to speak. And everything, it will seem to be that way moving forward within the next 6 months, for as far as the Uranus retrograding in Taurus is concerned. So you can expect Ginger to have a truly major triumphs here. How can I say, triumphing against the odds, because the odds look way bigger than they actually are. And truly you can accomplish some wish fulfillments. And when I say wish fulfillments, I don't necessarily visualize the grand achievements, right, the grand wishes, but certainly, you may have a wish to go on a holiday into the next 6 months, and that wish to become true. And when you look back after this transit is done, you are gonna find very, very proud yourself, or you're gonna find yourself very, very proud. Now, if you are single, I need to warn you here to take your time if you do meet a suitor, because you are going to meet suitor should you be single, and the chance of making a premature jump into a relationship is very big. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean, Ginger, that the relationship is doomed to fail. It shows that it may happen harder than it needs to happen. So, Taco, you are up, mate. And your card, that will be the Page of Wands. And it is catalyzed with the Knight of Pentacles. So it's a pretty carefree transit for you, Taco. And literally, mate, whatever you say go, whatever you want goes. Here, the transit is going to bring you a lot of new stuff and many, many good news as well. So if you are expecting something like an approval, something like a confirmation, all right, or in generally you are expecting to hear a good news, it's very likely that this good news is going to come about. Now, the beauty of your transit here and of your cycle, it is that things doesn't have to be by the book. You get a lot of room to play around with stuff, to play around with conditions, to play around with circumstances, okay, and in generally to play around with plans. Also, this transit is going to be very favorable for you to change your opinion. You want one thing, tomorrow you may want another thing, you know, and all of that is going to be valid. So you do have a lot of room to play around with your life and to play around in generally with what you want to be in the future, how you want to approach your career, how you want to approach your relationship as well, which if you do lack any options available, man, they are going to start falling or kind of like raining down, because the Page of Wands pretty much stands for anything new around. Now, the only problem with these cards is that you may grow a little bit more touchy than usual, right? Where kind of like normal stuff said to you offends you and touches your emotions and your feelings, so to speak. And that will be a lesson. That will be a major lesson that you need to learn here, that at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what others think. What matters, it is how strong you find yourself. And that strength is to be tested into the next 6 months in a good way. That is, how strong you are, these new things come in your way, that you are to undertake them. Cinnamon Kiss, the next session is going to be Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday midnight, your time, like, or Wednesday midnight. I don't know. It's for you is going to be on the cusp of, because you are in UK, is going to be on the cusp of 17th and 18th. Okay, and the next one is going to be, I gotta check, all right, but the next one is going to be on 22nd, which is 23rd my date. So the next one is going to be on the cusp of Sunday and Monday. That is when this week my sessions are going to be. And thank you so much for sticking around and always be around to support me. All right, so, and Karen, let me check if you do inquired for the trip, because I didn't understood the question, truth be told. So we do have these two. The trip should go as planned. It begins on 19th, Taco, and it ends next year. It's literally 6 months transit. So Karen, with these two cards, which by the way are active supporters, the trip should go as planned, okay, and the trip entirely is going to answer to your expectations of how the trip is going to move. I don't know what the reason for the trip is really, but these cards here are showing that you will be able to enforce your how can I say, to enforce your ends there, and at the end truly meets how can I say, the unfoldment that you are expecting. That is literally what these cards are pointing to the trip itself, and that in reality, for what it seems, there is nothing that you should be afraid of. The results may be a bit underwhelming, okay, from the trip itself, but they are going to be the results that are to be desired, or rather, like, not to be desired, but to be expected. I'm sorry to hear that, Karen. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, guys. We're done. So it was it will be a great 6 months for what it seems for all of us, especially for us that desperately need change into something. You know, we need change to break patterns, so to speak. And that will be a favorable time for that to take place. So I truly look forward to it. I hope you do so. Thank you so much for your support. Again, if you do enjoy the live stream, if you do enjoy the content on the channel, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you do so you do not miss any of our weekly uploads, and as well the live streams that I'm going up. And thank you so much for being around, and we are going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.